I'm sorry that I left you. I know you feel alone, but God told me that He needed me. He called me to come home. In what seemed to be an instant, in the twinkling of an eye, an angel gently took my hand and led me toward the sky. As I ascended into heaven, beyond the pearly gates, angels were rejoicing. Then I saw His radiant face. God's eyes shone down upon me from the glory of His throne. He said, enter into paradise, 'cause heaven's now your home. I fought the fight, I finished the race. Throughout the trial, I kept my faith. No longer do I suffer, my body's been made whole. I'm flying with the angels, and heaven's now my home. God told me not to worry. He said you'd be okay, because eternity's forever, and we'll meet again someday. I fought the fight, I finished the race. Throughout the trial, I kept my faith. No longer do I suffer, my body's been made whole. I'm flying with the angels, and heaven's now my home. I'm flying with the angels, and heaven's now my home.
And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. Welcome. My name is Bonnie Marchand, and I'm humbled and extremely honored to be standing before you today as we celebrate the life and mourn the death of Terry Ann Zawalak. We will first commence with a candle lighting ceremony in honor of Terry. I would like to invite Rob McKee, Donna Hubert, and Natalie Schneck to please come forward. We light this candle to represent our grief. The pain of losing you is intense, and it reminds us of the depth of love that we have for you. We light this candle in your memory. For the times we laughed, the times we cried, and the silly things that you did, and the caring and the joy that you gave to each of us. We light this candle knowing that your love will always shine. And we thank you for the gift of living that you brought to each of us. Know that we love you and we cherish the special place reserved for you in our hearts. If you'll please bow your heads, let us pray. Dear Lord, as these friends and family members of Terry have gathered this afternoon, please draw near. Be also with those who could not travel from far and wide to join in this time of healing memories and celebration of her life. Ease their hearts from the burden of their sadness as they all take the first of many steps in their journey of grief, recovery, and peace in the days and weeks to come. Allow them the gift of memory, Lord, so they may visit and revisit the pictures held within their hearts that include her smiling face and caring touch. Allow them the gift of laughter as they share with one another the good times they all enjoyed with her in the course of their daily lives. Allow them the gift of grief, for one cannot grieve for someone whom they have not loved, and through grief comes the healing they all wish for and so deserve. May her family and friends feel the warmth of your arms around their shoulders, guiding and comforting them as they now begin facing their tomorrows without the gift of her physical presence. Amen. Today we come to stand with Terry's family. Her husband, Rob, children, Ryan, spouse Elyssa, and Michele, spouse Carey. Grandchildren, Noah, Carley, Maya, and Neiva. Sisters Donna, spouse Francis, and Karen. Numerous nieces and nephews, and many extended family members. It's a time to know that hearts and souls are with them. They are just now making sense of their loss and are just learning to live in a world that does not contain Terry. Whether Terry touched your life personally or you are here as a personal friend to one of her family, your presence both here and online means so much to them. It truly is a testament to the influence that she had in her world. And your support for her family on their journey of grief will honor that memory and allow us to express gratitude that she made a difference in your worlds. It's very important that each of you know that everyone deals with grief differently. There isn't a right way or a wrong way to grieve. There is simply your own way. Grief is a singular experience, and it is unique to each of you as your own fingerprint. We each process grief in our own way, and some of what you hear today will bring tears. Some might even bring a smile, and perhaps even a chuckle, and that's okay. Because you really need to understand that there is nothing wrong with feeling any of these emotions. And if you do smile or have a chuckle over something that you hear a good memory, there's no greater tribute to Terry than for you to have a joyous memory, because that's what her relationship with you was. It was joyous. And I truly, truly hope that you feel comfortable to be yourself here in this sacred space today and to express any emotion that you care to do. And I hope that every word, each experience that you have, not only brings you comfort, but healing and peace within your hearts. At this time, I would like to invite Sarah Hubert to please come forward and say a prayer.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Though preparedness a table before me in the presence of mine enemies, thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Thank you. We are the keepers of the memories, a sacred trust given by one who has journeyed on. And as such, I would now like to invite Terry's husband, Rob, sister Karen, and niece, Kristin, to please come forward and share their memories with us.
We never thought in a million years that we would be reading the eulogy for Terry in her 60th year of life. We'd like to share a bit about Terry's life with you.
Terry Zawalak was born October 23, 1958 at the Royal Alexandra Hospital in Edmonton. She grew up in the Credgeur neighborhood of Edmonton, where the community was close and lifelong relationships with neighbors were formed. Growing up, she loved to ice fish with her dad and cherished Sunday family picnics at the park. A&W root beer and Kentucky Fried Chicken were always on the menu. Terry loved the holidays. On Halloween, she would dress up and go to houses to scare people, especially our grandma Yerkowicz. She enjoyed going trick-or-treating with her nieces and nephews and always had the best costumes.
Growing up, she always had unique things in her room, and I'd often sneak in sometimes just to look at them because they were so cool. She had a knack for finding and giving unique and meaningful gifts. You always knew that a lot of thought and time went into selecting the perfect piece for you. After high school, Terry started working on her 30-plus year at AGT, now known as TELUS. She loved working there and formed great friendships with her coworkers. While working at AGT, she also developed her love for travel. She traveled to Australia, and fortunately for me, I was able to travel to Hawaii with her. It was unfortunate for her, though, because it was my first time I ever went abroad, and I had so much fun that I ran out of money. Then she ran out of money trying to help me. So about 2 days before we were about to leave home, we were going to enter a bikini contest at the Reef Hotel because the prize was $300, but we chickened out. Luckily for us, we were flying Ward Air, which back in the day included food and tour. Unfortunately, Terry had strep throat on the flight back and slept in first class, and I couldn't eat, so I sat back with the party crew from Vancouver and ate both our meals. She'll never forgive me for that.
Terry's favorite traveling partner was the love of her life, Rob.
Terry met Rob at the Rose and Crown in Edmonton, and that meeting started a lifelong relationship that many would envy. They shared many memories and travels with Rob's children, their spouses, and grandchildren. Terry and Rob's travels took them all over the world. One could only dream of going to the places they all went to.
from local fringe and Edmonton events to Ireland to seek out Rob's family roots. To South America cruise for a month, they did it all. The possibilities were endless. Terry often said that Rob and I are lucky we love to travel together. They also love to travel locally in Alberta. The last trip that Terry would take was Drumheller. It was both her sisters, Donna and myself, and niece and great-nephew Jennifer and Lucas. She enjoyed visiting the sites of Drumheller and then traveling to see a plant that Rob worked on in southern Alberta. She said it was a beautiful drive and it was the best of times. We were lucky to have Terry in our life. Her laugh, her smile, and her take on life was a blessing to our family. Her love of our Ukrainian culture and family history will not be forgotten. She was very protective of her family and had a very calming, uplifting presence in stressful situations.
When her sister Linda was dying, Terry was there every day making sure Linda was well cared for. I can remember walking into the hospital room at 2 a.m. and hearing Terry sing "You Are My Sunshine" into Linda's ear, as it was Linda's favorite song. And she wanted Linda to be comfortable during her last few days. Linda and her husband Albert's death was hard on Terry. She was very close to them, and their death made her further prioritize family. She continued her usual weekly cake and coffee nights that she would normally have at Linda's at her sister Donna's. Terry loved being called Baba and was always happy to update her family on how Rob's kids and grandkids were doing, alongside their accomplishments. Terry also took great pride in being an auntie, often referred to as the fun aunt, with a downtown apartment with a pool and a convenience store on the second level. From a young age, I can remember how exciting it was to go and visit Auntie at her place. Coming from a small city, it seemed like a mini New York adventure. It was also so exciting when she came to our house or when she would come camping with us. I can still remember how I would never be able to sleep the night before I knew she was coming, as I was too excited and too busy organizing all the things I wanted to show her or do with her. Everything was always so fun with her. She had a rare ability to be completely present and interested in everything we did. You truly felt unconditionally loved and accepted in her presence. She was always there to celebrate accomplishments and life achievements. If she couldn't be there in person, she always made sure to send an email or card to let you know she was thinking of you. And joy. She brought so much joy with her laugh, funny stories, funny voices, direct communication, and of course, her unique and meaningful gifts. She took great pride in introducing her family to the family of friends she had created. When I moved downtown while in university, I often felt that the concierge staff in her building were my close friends, as Auntie was always introducing me to them, letting them know what I was studying, what we had planned for the day, and asking for their opinion on what we should have to eat. It was obvious that they enjoyed seeing Auntie in the building and that they valued and appreciated the relationship they had with her. Auntie Terry had such a presence. She was talented, she wrote beautiful poems and stories, she did beautiful needlepoint, and her gardening was next to none. Her unique and thoughtful gifts, as well as her attendance at family functions, will be missed. Rob, Terry always said, "Rob is my number one." She loved traveling and taking care of you. She said recently that I have the best life with Rob. I know she'll be there in spirit with you always, and always be present on your future travel adventures.
In closing, Terry would always say to me, "Hello, darling," when I called, and "I love you" when saying goodbye. Her emails always ended with "love you always." Well, darling, I love you. Until we meet again, love you always. Vichna I pamięć.
I would now like to invite Lucas to please come forward with a poem.
The tranquility of truth. Truth is a torch that shines through the joy without dispelling it. Always be true to your work, your words, and your friends, and you will never live a day without peace.
At this time, I would like to share with you a letter that was provided to me, and it is from Terry's niece, Natalie, and I would like to read it on her behalf to each of you. Dear Auntie Terry, you will forever have a special place in my heart. I have many memories over my life of time spent together, from sleepovers and watching Alvin and the Chipmunks to our last visit in Drumheller this past summer. You were always there for me, the #1 fan, always supportive and interested in what I was doing in life. You came to my university graduation, to my dance and theater shows, and you saved the programs. And you researched Ulm, Germany, when I told you I was moving there for work. I am sorry we could not meet there or take our trip to Poland together. Your attention, celebration, and pride in my life milestones thus far has meant so much to me. You were a big cheerleader of my accomplishments, and your support was so important. You truly had a great sense of humor and valued having fun in life. You also knew how to be straightforward with your feelings, and I really appreciated this recently in Switzerland. Kalina and I prayed in a church for you in Luzerne. We lit candles, and I asked for a sign that you were okay over there. And the candle Kalina was holding was pushed so clearly from her hand that the flame went out. I could hear your voice saying, "I'm okay over here. Don't worry." I will miss you dearly. I am grateful that you were in my life, and I know your spirit will always be with me. Even as I write this from Zurich, I appreciate the love and the curiosity of travel, culture, and the roots that you have passed on to me. Take care over there, and until we meet again, love you always, Nats, Pookie, and Laverne. It is said that an aunt is an incredible combination of a mother, a sister, and a friend. Only an aunt can give you hugs like a mother, keep secrets like a sister, and share love like a friend. At this time, the family has asked me to ask anyone who would like to come and share a thought or a memory to give you that opportunity now. I know that it's very difficult to do that in such an emotional time. I'll just give a moment. If anybody wishes to, just please let me know. Otherwise, I will carry on. Okay. I do encourage you to share your memories with this family in a more private setting. It can be very difficult to speak publicly in general terms, let alone when your heart is breaking. There is a proverb that says, "Say not in grief that she is no more, but in thankfulness that she was." When I spoke with Terry's family the other day, I heard the stories of the woman that we come here today to remember. I heard about her intense love and loyalty to her family, of her personal faith, her wit, and her love of nature. I heard how she was always known as being fun and vibrant, a little whimsical, and that she had a fantastic sense of humor. I heard about her passions, which included the gardening and the traveling that you heard about, and spending time with friends and family. I even read about how it was not uncommon for her to have coffee with good friends, to laugh, to cry, to gossip. And her laughter could be heard even before you walked in a room, and it rang out with joyous abandon. Her smile was amazing. It was the type of smile that no one could resist or ever forget. In this life, for some moments, there simply are no words. I'm not a real proponent of the concept that death teaches us a lesson. The lesson to be learned lie in the lives that were lived, the people they touched, the accomplishments that they had, and the difference that they made being among us. When someone we love passes away so unexpectedly, it's especially important that we take a breath, refocus, and consider the totality of that special life. There are millions of moments that occur in a lifetime. And in 62 years of living, each of those moments occur. And I truly do not want you to let this one moment when Terry passed to define her. There were so many other beautiful moments. Keep those in your heart. On Saturday, September 18th, the unthinkable became the unspeakable. And we found out that Terry had passed away peacefully in her home at the age of 62. One of the first things, rather, that flash through our minds when you hear something like this is, she's not here anymore. And you pause and you stop, and it seems surreal. And you go into shock, and you become numb. And as time progresses, the numbness eases, and our minds begin to process that reality. So we seek out memories, those good memories, to sustain us through our grief, so that we can heal. Terry went on to meet her Creator that day. And the world, as each of you knew it, well, it became a little less bright. But she was and remains a part of each of you. Treasure her memory. Hold her close to you still. You will carry her with you always. Ladies and gentlemen, please bow your heads. Lord, we bow in your presence and we give you thanks for Terry's life. We thank you for all the beautiful memories we have of her. We promise that as we meet together today, we will never forget the warmth of her love within those precious memories that she has provided to each of us. And now, for those who wish, please join me in reciting the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. The great artist Andy Warhol once said, "The best thing about pictures is that they never change, even when the people in them do." Throughout our lives, we try to capture as many pictures as we can because every single picture tells a story. And the family has gathered some of those images in a video that best tells the story of Terry's life. And they wanted to share some of those special glimpses into her life's journey with each of you today. So we're going to dim the lights as we watch some pictures of Terry so that we can warm and heal our hearts.
And I hope the angels know what they have. I'll bet it's some nights up in heaven since you arrived. Since you arrived.
By the Lord of sea and sky, I have heard my people cry. Oh, who dwell in dark and sin, my hand will save. I have made the stars of night, I will make their darkness bright. Who will bear my light to them? Whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night. I will go if you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart. By the Lord of snow and rain, I have borne my people's pain. I have wept for love of them. They turn away. I will break their hearts of stone, give them hearts for love alone. I will speak my words to them. Whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night. And I will go if you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart. I will go when you lead me. Father, lead me. I will go. I will follow endlessly. Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night. I will go, Lord, if you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
I am reminded of a quote from the famous historian and storyteller, Washington Irving, who once told us, there is a sacredness in tears. They are not the mark of weakness, but of power. They speak more eloquently than 10,000 tongues, and they are messengers of overwhelming grief and unspeakable love. Terry did not want to leave you. She's gone on to her next spiritual journey. And though she has taken a piece of your hearts with her, she has left a piece of hers with you. And someday, when the time comes, your hearts will be joined again. And you will be together as one. On behalf of the family, thank you so much for being here today. They would like to invite each of you to join them in fellowship, memory sharing, and a light lunch after the service that will be held just outside, across the way in the reception area. And all are so welcome to join. All that I ask when you do exit the chapel is that please keep your masks on and please adhere to all the protocols. As we draw this memorial celebration, this tribute to Terry to a close, I would like to share this ancient Celtic prayer and traditional Irish blessing with you, as it meant a lot to her. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rains fall softly upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. May you go forward today with a small flickering of Terry's light in your souls. May her memories bring you comfort. And I truly hope that you are able to find your own special way to honor her life, to hear her voice, and to claim her spirit in your heart. You are her ambassadors now. How you live your lives going forward is a tribute to her. It truly, truly has been my honor to stand before you today. And I would like to leave you with one of Terry's favorite sayings that was given to me. She wrote this in her own hand, and I've copied it verbatim. People so seldom say, "I love you," and then it's either too late or love goes. So when I tell you I love you, it doesn't mean you'll never go, only that I wish you didn't have to. Wiecznia pamięć. This concludes our service today, ladies and gentlemen. Please rise as the family prepares to exit the chapel.
Dream, 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 dream. Dream, dream, dream when I want you. In my arms when I want you. And all your charms whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. Dream, dream, dream when I feel blue in the night and I need you to hold me tight whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so that I could die. I love you so, and that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. Dream, 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 dream. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so that I could die. I love you so, and that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. Dream, 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 dream. Dream, 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 dream. Dream.